Hello, podcast listeners and viewers. Welcome to another non-Patreon episode of the show, you fucking tight cunts, unless you are a Patreon person, in which case, congratulations on getting this on Monday. If you're cheap, have a good Wednesday. Hope it's going well. On this week's episode, we are not stoned, so that's good for you, innit? We're completely sober, all of us, all three of us. We've got our guest, Sid, on the show. Just because he's up to help me babysit my son. I gotta stop saying babysitting, man. I gotta stop saying that. Fucking Cara gets so pissed off. It's not babysitting. I'm parenting. I'm being a father. I'm being a father while she's away being a mother somewhere else. I'm not a babysitter. I'm a present father. So he jumps on. It's a funny episode. We laugh a lot. We speak about bad parenting. Not just mine, you'll be pleased to know. We speak about my childish attitudes towards most foods, and it was very nice to have Sid back me up on those, because this fucking old fucking healthy piece of shit. Oh, I like fucking grains. Grow up, you fucking sad cunt. Not all of us grew up in a hovel. Some of us have fucking taste buds and have had for a while. I only like eggs, you fucking freak. Anyway, it was nice to have some backup in the conversation. We speak about Cullen, so you can skip that if you want. And then we get very self-conscious about the fact that we're very much becoming a lifestyle podcast because we just talk about getting in shape. So sorry if you find that a bit boring. I get it, but I want you to understand you don't need to be in shape, be happy. But I do. That's just it. That's it. If you're cool in the shape you're in, more power to you. Not me. That's not how old narcissist Sloss works. Not me. So good for you, sad for me. Enjoy the episode. Sloss and Humphries on the road.
Muggins and Cream, Cream and Muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
That's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
I saw it on Wikipedia and I saw it from an Irish comedian's set, so I don't know which...
I can guess the joke.
I don't know which one stole it. But it was the alcohol-free beers like licking out your sister.
Yeah.
It tastes the same, you just shouldn't do it.
Yeah. But this is alcohol-free cider.
So just apple juice.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing kind of sober Jan, as we've discussed. I've broken it in Amsterdam, obviously, but that was always the intention. That wasn't like I failed. That was, I acknowledged that it was going to happen. It happened.
Days in lieu.
Yeah. Colin has put in a phenomenal shift.
Because he's done it right through.
Oh, and he's been handed temptation more times. Like, so tonight we've got Sid staying with us.
Sid,
Hey,
who is not in Dry January.
No.
But when in Rome.
Just solidarity.
Not just solidarity, right? Because Cara is away out tonight for a very, very well fucking earned. She's like, I'm going to go out with my friend. I'm going to get pissed. And whenever Cara decides to do that, I'm like, please, like, for the love of God, you go out and have fun, because then I'll feel less guilty when I'm on tour and these things. Like, you do as much as I try, she still does.
You're trying to compare your month of sobriety with a massive session in the middle of it to her pregnancy.
No, I just mean I try to do my fair share. Even when I do my fair share of parenting, Cara still does 75% of it. That's just, so whenever I can do some 100% of it.
You absolutely massaged those figures as well.
Yeah. Oh no, I feel like, I'm present the whole time. I'm just not useful there. So I'm like, please, for the love of God, go out. I knew you were coming. Knew fucking Cullen was away, and I said to Sid, I was like, look, hey, if you come up, if a joint falls in your fucking bag, what's to happen? He was like, no, not doing it. I'm like, fuck, all right, good one, thanks, man.
Oh, so you were saying, it's all right if we have a split.
I was like, hey,
just happen to light
if
up,
it
I'll
falls,
be there next
and if you blow it in my mouth, wind goes in different directions. And he was like, I'm not letting you break it, man. So
You know what though? I think if you'd asked one more time, I would have done it. I'd gone,
yeah. You'd buckle.
Yeah.
But I no. But that was man. I just need the fucking resistance, and also I would like to believe that if you brought it up, I would have just been to you. Save it for tomorrow when you're fucking hanging out with whoever, like, because when I asked you, it was one day after Amsterdam, so that was when the fucking addict in my head was going wild, being like, there's an opportunity, you can get it. And now that it's been like 4 days off and I've been at the gym, I'm like, I'm very glad that decision was made on my behalf.
Well, I just, like, also, of all the degenerates if I was the one who, like, helped you fail Dry January, I'd have felt really guilty.
Yeah.
You can easily pass yours off as just, it's religious or something. Like, no one would peer pressure you. Like, probably.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask any more questions. I'm just going to let ignorance do the rest.
Yeah. What religions don't drink at all?
Muslim,
They don't drink at all?
Which Sid ain't. They're not meant to.
No, they're not supposed to.
I know Muslims. Is this like... Because I know heaps of Jews that love bacon.
It's like...
Hella Jews that eat hella bacon. I don't know if I'm meant to be snitching on these Jews, but I've seen
a bad look.
Yeah, I've seen Jews eat bacon patties. I mean, not real Jews, like second generation, third
Muslims are
generation
meant
Jews.
to eat bacon.
No, Muslims don't do pork. Muslims don't drink.
It makes so much sense why. Like, they're from hot countries, and the food would go off and make you violently ill. So it probably pays you not to eat the thing that makes you sick all the time. But now that we've mastered refrigeration and stuff...
Well, it's like Christians aren't meant to eat shellfish for the exact same fucking reasons. It was like it used to just... I don't know what was in the fucking water. But
But then I suppose, like, Chinese culture, they eat quite a lot of pork. Japan do as well. And then, like, southern India, I think they do as well.
I mean, this might also be ignorance, but the Chinese eat everything.
yeah, man. Hey.
Who eats a bat?
Remember that whole pandemic, guys? Speaking of eating, part of my like fucking health kick that I'm doing is, you know me, I'm all...
Are you getting off the Haribo as well as the booze?
Yeah, man, I'm on a really shit fucking same 3 meals a day, and we'll be on those same 3 meals a day for the next 5 weeks.
Just plain old rice.
Yep.
With a bit of... You wouldn't have salmon with it, would you? A bit of chicken. Dry chicken breast.
Yep. Soy sauce, because sodium's very good for stripping.
Quite a bit of sugar in that, but...
Yeah, well,
Not sure.
No,
Don't
it's
know.
mainly
Okay.
no, it's not. It's mainly just I've checked my PT and it's all fine. And you know how I'm a picky eater and I hate being a picky eater. I despise it. It's not a good personality trait. I don't like
wanna
that I
pass it on
have
to your
it.
child.
No. So every now and again, I will try something that I think I don't like to try and fucking be like, right. Because here's the thing, right, man. Don't like tomatoes. Like tomato sauce. Like fucking pizzas. Like fucking any tomato soup. It's the texture of tomatoes that I'm just not. It's like peas. Peas are just little fucking balls of pus. Right, it's like tuna sweet corn. Tuna sweet corn is the worst thing in the world because it's just somebody put plucks inside of a delicious fish mayonnaise sandwich.
Does that just reserve for savoury stuff, or if you got like a chocolate with a bit of caramel in it, bust open and the caramel was in it?
No,
would you be like, it's like a pluck?
Well, I
You
don't
call it
like
pluck? Is that what you call it?
Aye, plucks.
I mean, like I feel like with the context,
Aye.
I know what a pluck is, but I've never heard it ever be called a pluck.
Oh, aye, but it's Scottish then. Pluck. I've not made up pluck. Please Google pluck.
That was Matthew, the producer, saying I've not heard it, and even though you lobbied for a long time, the appearance for him to have a mic, we give the mic to Sid.
Aye. And if you're asking where the fourth mic is, it's under this chair. We just couldn't be arsed getting it.
We would have actually had a stand up.
And we'd sat down at this point. Look, there you go.
Pluck. It doesn't make
It's
sense.
not spelled the way I thought it was. Oh no, it is.
double O.
Aye. No, I think that's the same.
Did you think it was going to be like puke with an L?
I did. That's what I wrote. Yeah. And I spotted a pimple. It's got to be Scottish. Look. Yeah, no, I don't really like caramel in general, but that's not for those reasons. Man, they're just little balls of awful sadness and sweet corn and yip. Whoever put tuna and sweet corn together first, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't kill Hitler. I would kill whoever that fucking cunt was.
The tuna sweet corn guy?
Aye.
But somebody would just come across it eventually anyway, because it's nice.
Aye, but he must have had hella marketing behind him who was like, do you know what? Do you know... I'm sorry I've said hella so many times this podcast.
Like me with Frutia Lever.
Aye.
Where have you getting hella from? Who have you been hanging out with? Who's you been hanging out with? Is this from you?
Do I sound like I say hello a lot?
No, not with that. So, peas and sweet corn, I don't think I'll ever get into them. Today, I was making Cara a wrap, and she had salads in her wrap, and I'm like, fucking, if I was able to get into lettuce, what a fucking dream. If I could get into salads, how much easier my life would be. As three people who, you eat salads? You eat salad?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying not to sound like an infant child here, but it is... it is the most degrading thing I have ever done in my life.
Are you eating just salad?
No, to eat...
If you put it in a ham sandwich, it gives the sandwich a bit of... So you got soft bread, soft ham, soft butter, crunch.
Lettuce is crunch.
It's like...
Crisps! That's why crisps exist!
You were going to say
That's why crisps have different flavour, and those flavours aren't water.
Yeah,
Like,
that's checkmate. I can't argue with that.
Apart from like the reason you're eating is totally devalued by like.
if you're eating a sandwich, fuck you. If you're eating a fucking ham
nutrients.
sandwich, if you're eating a ham sandwich, the lettuce on that is doing nothing. It's just adding texture. And if you're just adding texture, crisps.
You know, I think you get nutrients off your salad with a sandwich.
I think it's wasted with the fucking bread you're putting on and the rest of the butter and the shit. Like, you're not. It's not a healthy decision.
Can I meet you halfway with like fried crispy onions?
Now, see, you used to hate onions, but I'm definitely coming there. Like, that's flavorful, and those are like cooked crunch. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I think I would feel less degraded if I ate another man's cum off of Cara's back than I would.
Why's that hot? Why'd I like that loads?
Loads was the wrong. You should have said hella, because loads was the wrong phrase to use in that time. It's too many connotations. It's putting that fucking leaf in my mouth. A leaf from a tree that like people don't eat it
From a tree.
It doesn't matter. It's a leaf. It's the most degrading.
Lettuce tree.
Yeah, well, a bush. Well, a bush doesn't make it
You
better.
think lettuce is a fruit?
Don't pretend if it comes from the ground and it comes from a fucking bush that it makes it cooler. Well, Moses spoke to a bush. Nah, none of that. It's still a fucking plant.
I love that you've just shouted over the fact that you thought lettuce was a fruit.
Oh, what if tomatoes can fall into that category?
Yeah. That reminds us of the time when my ex-girlfriend went just cooking a chicken. Do you want the front leg or the back leg? And I'm like, when have you seen chickens galloping around the fucking coop? Just cantering about with their little front legs.
Is there no, you tell me genuinely from the bottom of your heart, so there's no shame screaming in the back of your head when you chew lettuce like a fucking rabbit? Yeah. There's your ancestors who fought their way to the top of the food chain aren't screaming through history and calling you whatever the Neanderthal word for faggot was. I'm sorry for the word I used. You fucking short gatherer. You picking daisies as well? You're fucking. I bet that was. I bet that was the old homophobia. Hunters were absolutely looking down on the gatherers. Look at me, he's planting fucking seeds. Now, so tell you what, when he's out planting seeds in the field, I'm going to plant a seed in his wife. Make sure she doesn't birth a fucking gatherer.
Yeah, but you know what's happening though? Like, you're out hunting and your wife feels safer on the gatherer. All of a sudden they're putting suntan lotion on her back. You're like, oh, I've never felt like this about a woman before. I bet you haven't. You fucking clown. You fucking used that as an angle, you prick. Oh, gatherer trying to fuck me bird.
Hold on, just explain to me the suntan lotion's just the aloe vera that he's grown.
Ointment. Very funny. Good bit, guys.
Aye. It's genuinely not degrading.
Eating salads.
Yeah.
It's fucking degrading when you put it like a cow. I just gotta do it, yeah.
No, it's I was like, here we fucking go, and like, because I know that you can't.
I'm with you, right? You know, if we're having a barbecue, right, and then somebody decides that we'll have a salad, right? I'm not gonna fucking rally against having a salad, but also if no one mentioned it, I wouldn't realise until afterwards.
Aye.
I'm not like there with my burger at the barbecue, going, you know, it would be nice. But like when you do, put it on, and someone makes the effort, it adds a nice bit of crunch. You're not putting you put crisps on your burger.
That would be good. Yeah, that would be good.
I mean, I absolutely would.
Too lied about not smoking weed.
I absolutely
This is
would.
like when I poured my cup of tea on my Weetabix and it worked.
That was when I converted to crispy onions, was because I used to not.
Is it Christianity? Yeah.
That's when I converted. I converted to crispy because I didn't like onions because they were just fucking wet and they felt like fucking slug-like and ugh. And then somebody made them crunchy and I was like, all right, I get into that. And then I was able to work back.
I can't believe you talking about onions like it's a bush tucker trail. Yeah, it's just one of the staples of every meal.
Oh, what, chopped up, fine. But why is it? Why are you having big fucking onion rings?
Oh no onion rings.
Bit of
But
batter
they're
on.
crispy.
That
and,
Scottishified it.
But if you take an onion ring, there's always biting into an onion ring. There's always that fucking time when. Sometimes the full onion comes out, and it's like, you know when you pull a bogey and it comes from the back of your fucking brain, like a full fucking like.
He's a conundrum. This man, he eats oysters.
I love oysters. Don't chew them though. Don't chew them under any circumstance.
But yeah, wait, what are you getting from them?
To be honest with you, I think it's just like the vinaigrette. I think, upon reflection, I think I just like the vinaigrette, the Tabasco, and I think it's that.
Which you can put on crisps.
You're like, you're like, I'm a posh twat and I've got to fucking do the posh twat thing. I pretend to like it. Entirely with posh twat things, I like having half an avocado, like sliced down with a bit of soy sauce, topped in the little hole, and then some crispy onions, and eat it with a spoon.
That does sound nice. Yeah.
Dynamite, mate. Don't record this. You're not recording this.
That's genuinely worse than the fucking kid in your primary school when he opened his lunchbox, had the kiwi and the spoon. God, I want to kick his head in.
Yeah, not good.
That wasn't happening in my school.
Man, kids would just come in with half a fucking kiwi, and I'm like, oh, you're fucking, you're lucky. You're lucky a bear came round yesterday and talked to us about bullying. Because otherwise, you're getting thrown through a fucking wall for that.
I would be there with a white bread Premier cheese sandwich and a Rocky Robin. That was my packed lunch.
And his kiwi. Spoon in his fucking eye.
I reckon kiwi is one of the premium fruit, though. If you're making us a packed lunch and you're chucking a bit of fruit in, like banana first.
Banana first?
The worst fruit.
Oh, that's madness.
You dress like one.
You're putting banana top.
Not dressed like one. You're the only one not dressed like a banana. He's not giving out.
You fucking bloob.
Thanks, man. You sure about that? That's nice. I said it was blueberries. I'd put that before bananas.
Would you?
Aye.
Yeah.
They're just not very filling, but are they? You need loads of them.
Yeah, but who's giving you one blueberry? What sad pack lunch was your... No wonder you fucking ate the kid with the kiwi. What did you get, Guy? A single blueberry.
Oh, mate.
Go and say a single blueberry in your most Geordie accent.
Who ate my blueberry? Me single blueberry. Bloob. Who's got me bloob? And I hate us reciting Wabanta.
Yeah.
But over Christmas, when Cullen said his family had been rowing because the sausage was missing. Not a sausage was missing, but the sausage was gone.
The Cullen family sausage.
Everyone was doing a bit just like, who ate the family sausage? Once again, the annual sausage. Anyway.
Oh, it's just treacherous.
What do you think it's bad?
It's awful form. It's
diminishing returns on it actually.
It's just fucking mad. You're showing someone the making of a movie they never fucking watched. That's what it is every single time without fail. It's never good. It's never good.
I mean, if you showed a bit of gusto and just tried to put something in and having the one family sausage at Christmas, and it causing riots in his house. Because the sausage was gone. It was a big murder mystery.
I'm glad you enjoyed it in the moment, but that moment, stop living in the past, man. You can't be talking about fucking meditation and be like, oh, this funny thing happened in December. Allow me to bring it. Nah, live here right now.
I prefer him when he's drunk, you know. I'm starting to see why weed works for him.
Don't give me any more reasons.
Oh, actually, how's Cullen's rage when he's not allowed to smoke?
Heaps better, man. Like, cause me and him have just been like, I think for him, because I it's fucking cyclical for me. I go through phases where I'll not do weed for a while because sometimes I feel out of control, so I get fucking control back, and then I feel good, and then I gradually will start smoking weed again. I'll be out of control, and it's just, I mean, Cara has to live with this fucking constantly. Cullen has smoked weed 24/7 since he first moved in with me 5 years ago. Right? He'd never smoked weed before, and I was like,
out for free.
Oh yeah. I think one time, like,
because there's an unlimited supply of weed here.
I
need to try and get through it so I can stop.
I think it was like, I'd gone away and I'd left the fucking pen there, and he just went, he's like, do you mind if I give it a go? And I'm like, yeah, man, just lie on your back and watch a movie, you'll love it. And he was like, it makes every movie better. And I'm like, buddy, it makes everything better. Man, if you think movies are class, eat some food, drink some water. Like, working out is class when you're everything is objectively better when you're fucking...
housework.
Yeah, listen to fucking podcasts. Sure, you might have to go back, you might miss out on the occasional. Gaming's better.
Play a computer game.
Driving's class.
Thinking yourself in the WhatsApp, taking the piss with your mates.
Aye, it's all great. It's all
Being
good.
a podcast.
Being a father. So
I'm just not getting enough out of this. I need to somehow amplify this.
look,
so I
he's
can enjoy
laughing.
It more.
He's laughing heaps, but I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So this is Colin's first time coming fully off of it, and yeah, I mean, he's also doing the same thing. He's like, he feels heaps better, but he's eating better, he's working out more, and he's like, it's the best I've ever felt in my life. And I'm like, yeah. Trust me, you will go, regardless of how good you feel right now. After a full month, even a month and a half of this, you'll be in the best shape of your life. You'll have the best mental clarity you'll ever have in your fucking life. And I will offer you a joint. You'll be like, 100%, of course, right now. And then every day forever after this.
That mental clarity thing, that's one thing that I fucking hated about when I done dry January, is I got like fucking 19th of January or something like that, and I fucking set away the coffee machine without a cup in it. This is fucking coffee just spilling down the front of my washing machine, and I'm just there going, "Wait, man, what's the point of not drinking? I might as well be hammered in front of me and shit like that. I might as well be fucked up." I have an excuse for all my bullshit.
I feel much better, but again, I'm also very aware that I've been working out solidly for like 2.5 months, and I hate how good exercise is for your mental health.
Oh, it's the worst, fucking worst. I basically decided I'm in mid-30s. I don't need to be in good shape. Doesn't matter. Don't need physical health. And then they're like, no, mental health too. Fuck off.
The two things are hand in hand, man.
Yeah.
And also, it's like harder to get back the older you get. So if you can keep some kind of fucking maintenance schedule in when you're in your 30s, I'm knocking on 40 now, and I'm like, I don't want to let it slip, otherwise it's gone forever.
It's bad though. Like,
It'll get past the point of no return. And
I've stopped doing sports. The only thing I do is I play a lot of poker.
What sports did you do?
I would have ref playing poker. I would have ref got a stitch in that.
Like all these poker players now were like gym nuts. They're like, no, you need to be in good shape. You need to be switched on, good posture. This and that. I was like, fucking, even sitting down playing cards, I need to be ripped.
Oh, because they're thinking about, like, if you're in shape and you're not drinking and your mind's clear, you're like making quick maths.
Keep focus for longer, yeah. Because sometimes you're playing for 12 hours or something, and if you're just like, yeah. I read an article like chess players burn a silly amount of calories just sitting there thinking for 8-10 hours or something.
Twiddling with a bishop.
Yeah, it's bad. There's no.
Is this an Allo and Low sketch?
You just felt naughty. I'm on the podcast. I told a naughty joke. Risky.
Getting back into shape now. I'm going back to my PT because I was man. I'm getting.
Yeah, I've been in shape.
I'm back to my PT. I'm getting married in May, so I'm doing this. I'm very much of the same thing you were, which is you. Fair to say that on your wedding day was the best shape you've been in your life.
Aye, he could chin me now.
Aye,
he could kick fuck out of me now.
I want.
That's a worry. Like I couldn't beat old me in a fight.
Yeah, but you're also knocking on 40, and he was what? Oh, he was only 36, wasn't he?
Aye, but he's doing Muay Thai like every day.
Aye, but were you in better shape back when you were on? Were you in better shape for your wedding?
I'm in better shape now
Steads?
than when I was on Steads.
Really?
Yeah, aye. So I was lifting 34 kilo dumbbells for bench press when I was 21, when I was on steroids, because I was super skinny before I took them.
Aye.
I come from that base. I'm using 40 kilo dumbbells now to bench press. So like I'm way stronger than I was when I was 20.
But you still reckon 36-year-olds would fucking chin you?
Just a fucking Muay Thai, man. Like, I was in fucking shape. I had good cardio. I was running marathons and shit. I was doing a sub 20-minute fucking 10k.
5K.
5k. Aye. Good mate. I done a 10k.
Jesus Christ!
I done a 10k in under 37 minutes when I was younger.
It's fucking fast.
Which is better than me 5k twice back to back. The 5k I'd done in my 30s. It was faster than that twice back to back. So that was even a shadow of me before myself then, fitness wise.
Who was chasing you?
Well,
how is it possible that you ran a 10k faster?
I was ginger and wore glasses in the 90s. I was always running.
I remember because when you got into that immaculate fucking shape, your biggest complaint at the time, and I remember laughing about it, was the fact that Natalie could not have given less of a shit.
She couldn't care less.
Bothers. Aye. Because you were fucking ripped and she just didn't give a shit. I'm not there yet, but obviously, like, at my worst during the fucking pandemic, I think I got up to like 92, 93 fucking kilos, right? And back when I was in my best shape, when I was like 25, I think I was down at about 74. Weight doesn't fucking matter, by the way, because you could be 96 and it could all be muscle and you look shit. Weight doesn't fucking matter at all, but this is just for the perspective on me.
I'm so self-conscious now that somebody called this a lifestyle podcast.
Man, I think that gives us too much credit. Who's listening to this podcast for advice? Like, if we inspire you, get better heroes.
Yeah, well, he had to kill time, mate. Just time killers, nothing more. But anyway, you're feeling in good shape.
I'm feeling in good shape, and you know, I can feel the fucking 26-year-old narcissism creeping back in. I'm like, oh, this is good. And what I've done is I've put Cara in an impossible position. And absolutely
tied her up like a pretzel.
She would love that.
Got her legs over her head.
I've put her in an impossible position because we've been together for 5 years, and because she's seen me just cycle through all my different fucking phases of now I'm depressed and I'm fine with weed, and now I'm going to get back into shape, and now I'm clean, and over again. I'm in really good shape, and I'm like, do you find me more attractive? She's like, I'm not answering that fucking question. No, I don't find you more attractive. And I'm like, what? I'm like, why are you not saying? And she's like, no, I don't.
Stuck out of drinking in that. Oh, but
She's like, this is for you, and I'm glad it's for you, and I'm glad it fucking makes you feel better. And I'm like, I'm just doing that thing. I'm like, give me fucking admit that I look better now than I did when I was 92 fucking kilos. And she just won't do it. And do you know why she won't do it? Because she fucking knows in 3 years I'm going to be 92 kilos again, and I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be like, you loved me more when I was skinny and in shape. And she's be like, you piece of shit. This is all a trap. This is all this is.
She's just hedging her bets. Because she's got a little fat you soon.
She loves it. She kind of, for whatever reason, loves me for who I am on the inside. Not the surface me. Definitely not the surface me.
That was funny as fuck though. When I was just looking in the mirror, just in absolute disbelief at me fucking unachievable goals body, and just my lass just won't even glance at us. Like straight.
You're a fucking lesbian.
You fucking leather.
You fucking gatherer. Go out and pick some fucking turnips, you fucking gathering bitch.
But one thing to do when she spoons me in bed. Damn it. She'll feel me muscles, feel me chest and that, and I'm like, I eat that bitch. Fucking right, eh? Get that doing you, slut. You were trying not to look right at you. Keep your hands off us, look at you. Wake up, man, I'm tired of you. Oh, so funny. Crying.
Oh.
So when's it going to end then? When are you going to pull the ripcord and blew it up after the wedding?
No, because I'd like to... Well, in my head, the dream would be to obviously get into very good shape for the wedding and then just do manageable. Man, there was 5 years of my life where I was... The only reason I got out is when our touring became hellish.
Yeah, 2019.
That was when it all fucking broke for me.
And followed by a lockdown where we just become kind of slobber.
So I know that I can, and now the way we're touring now, I know it's very possible to like stay, you know, in decent enough shape where I'm happy and exercise regularly enough that my fucking mental health is good and fucking benefits from it. But then I'm also like definitely on honeymoon. Like if we're gonna be honeymoon pics, I'd like to be good for those. Just so
you're going to the Maldives as well, aren't you? So you've got to be poses of Instagram on there.
Yeah. But then also it's really like I've missed booze. Like I've missed booze, and I've certainly missed fucking weed, and I've missed crisp sandwiches, and I've missed Monster Munch wraps. Like I've missed all, you know, the one food group.
Skips paninis.
Yeah, oh, that sounds so good.
These all sound really good.
I've missed quavers and pita bread.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I know you're doing jokes here, but every single one of these, I would genuinely fucking eat well baked.
I'm also what's it's on toast.
You could put Doritos in a burrito. That would be fine.
It's
culturally sensitive.
Yeah. I do. Whenever we've got like leftover chili con carne, I call it.
Never in this house.
I make it in like I put it in the middle of a wrap, and then you put cheese on top of that, and then you put a little bit of fucking hot sauce, and then sometimes if you put like Doritos in that, you fold it and you toast it on both sides. Oh, it's good.
Oh, that does
it's good.
Deep fry it.
All right.
A deep fried burrito.
I wouldn't. I don't think there's no border between Mexico and Scotland. but I think doing that would start a war.
I don't think there's anything the Scots haven't tried to deep fry. It's like, when I was trying to find a dog pun for the dog park, and all the dog puns were taken as soon as you Googled them. I reckon you'd not find an item of food that hasn't been deep fried.
Oh, genuinely, because there's at least one place in each fucking district of Scotland, one little fucking chip shop that will be like, if you bring it in and you give us £3, we'll fry it.
Deep fried oyster.
Oh man, that's not even. That's an actual.
thing.
That's a legit thing.
Yeah, I've heard of
People
that.
serve that in posh restaurants.
Well, you're not meant to chew them, and you can't just.
No, you are meant to chew them. You are meant to chew oysters.
Yeah.
Aye. Like I think real oyster lovers.
That's funny because I always thought you were just meant to down the hatch. There is deep fried oyster. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So I thought you were meant to go down the hatch. I think it was Maxwell told us when we were in Fisher's, which is a really nice seafood restaurant in Portobello.
No, down in Leith. There's also one in the centre of Edinburgh.
So I thought you were just meant to down the hatch.
That's what I always thought, because the first time I had one, I ended up like half biting it and then thinking I'd done it wrong. But sometimes they're massive.
Yeah. When we were in Thailand, because again, I won the oysters, I won the fucking vinaigrette, I just want to throw it down the back. These ones were this fucking big and I had to chew them, and that was like, oh, I don't like oysters. Like
that was Ricketts give us one that he'd like fresh ones from up north of Scotland.
Aye.
And he put it, I think he put it at my chin like that, and I just necked it. I think it was when he was here for your birthday. He'd come down from that way. He took us into the van again under the guys having coke. Next thing you know, I'm having oysters, but at least he did have coke that time.
Made you do it off the shell. Oh, clean this.
I went like if you had down the hatch, and you just looked at us. Why did you do that? He was like bewildered in this. He's like, what did you do that for? Like, oh, I mean.
No, I couldn't chew them. They're just, they're big cummy bogies. They're just big sea cummy bogies.
You're all texture then, aren't you? Crispy. You like all sorts of crispy food?
You've absolutely nailed me on the fucking head there. Zach from Auntie Donna, you'll remember this, laughs so much because I'm a huge Auntie Donna fan. My brother's a huge Auntie Donna fans, and I'm also friends with the Auntie. It doesn't stop you being massive fans of your friends. So they're over in Edinburgh. I want to take the Auntie Donna boys out for lunch so they can meet my family, so they can meet my brothers. And being the Auntie Donna boys, they come out and we take them to the Dome in Edinburgh. And 'cause I don't think they tried haggis, snapes and tatties, and I was like, you've got to do it with the whiskey sauce. It's got to be amazing. And man, they loved the meal. They were entertaining. They had photos with us all. And afterwards, I think I was drinking with Zach. And he was just like, it's very obvious that in Scotland you're all raised with no texture. Like everything is just mush. And flavour. Don't get me wrong, it's very flavourful. He's like, it's very flavourful.
You just blend all this stuff and put
it's
it
just like, it's like,
on my meal.
yeah, the only crunch you have is
crisps that you brought from home.
or deep fried shit. And man, I get defensive. You know what I'm like. I get defensive sometimes when I feel I'm under attack, and I get defensive about Scottish stuff. But man, I really fucking stuff. I'm like, oh god, it's genuinely a texture thing for me. Like,
yeah, you just never get weaned off baby food. No. You just carry on. I think it's the like one for you, one for me.
But Matt, I think it comes from our parents' fucking generation of. Well, and we were talking about this earlier. Like this fucking, for some reason in the 1920s, right? Parents just decided we've got to blend food for babies, otherwise babies will choke. Despite the fact that babies had eaten solid food for 500,000 years, whatever
since the days of gatherers.
Aye. Look, if there were days of gatherers, none of us would be here.
Is that? Do you think just a high-profile baby choked, and then everyone went?
Well, like one of the king's kids, like a prince. Yeah. Maybe that was the original story of the Princess and the Pea. She just choked on a pea, and they were like, "Well, we gotta." I don't know, or maybe it was like. I mean, I always feel like whenever you attack something in the past like this, some fucking pensioner will be like, it's because we were poor. And you're like, oh, well, I guess I can't make fun of you then. I've no idea what it was. But, man, well, most vegetables that I complain about not liking, if you blend them up and put them in a soup or a smoothie, down the hatch, wouldn't give a fucking shit. it is texture.
So you know that revelation where you're like, oh, the old people did it wrong, and we're just kind of like, no offense, you've done it wrong, but like we're going to correct it now with a lot of techniques that you were using. Yes, it worked for you back then, but like I think
but it also didn't work, and also because you were having world wars and you had different standards for life and different priorities.
You had kids in case one ran out. So what do you think it is that you're doing now that you just like? Is there anything where you're like, oh, the tide's going to get out on this? I'll start with one. I think using an iPad as a babysitter is gonna fuck up attention spans on adults.
Yes, 100%. Definite, man. We have. I mean, me and Cara watch lots of television.
But that's not new. We not all used to do that?
Yeah, but I do worry about the fucking size of our TV in our living room. I'm like, is Caelan going to live the rest of his life just constantly believing that just out of his periphery, Toy Story is playing at all times?
It's just an entertainment wall.
I certainly do get worried about that. But also, the one thing that gives me confidence in it, man, sometimes he couldn't give a shit about the fucking TV. Sometimes he's like,
just got his stuff. And
I hope maybe it's like the other way that it's like,
desensitized.
Complete. It's not like a, it was TV.
He's not addicted to it. He's just ambivalent to it. It's there.
I wonder this because my parents were very firm on like not having a TV in your bedroom and stuff. So the second I had a hint of independence, I was watching just TV all the time, falling asleep with the TV on, just everything. And now I've moved back from it, but I wonder if I was just that kind of something that I wasn't allowed to do as a kid.
100%.
I just completely dove into.
Man, me and Cara talk about why we're picky eaters, and it's because both of our grandparents did the exact same fucking thing to us, which was, you're not leaving the table until you eat all of those fucking peas. And all that did was firm in my fucking head, peas are objective torture. Like, that's what it is. It's a situation where you're not allowed entertainment.
It's currency. It's currency for joy.
And it's like, I'm not allowed to, it's the peas are just, and that's why it's in my fucking head as, this thing. I think there's ways to parent, and I'm not going to say that my ways are the best, because I can even tell at the moment, I'm like, I'm doing an okay job. And you know what? I'm fine with that, as long as he's fucking happy. Today, though,
go on.
No, you
I was
go.
going to say that's where I think like poverty comes into play with like you're eating because you go, you didn't want that. Like that's all we've got in.
Aye.
So like enjoy being hungry if you don't want it. Like your dad'll have it.
I would have starved instead of eating peas. Like I think my gran gave up because I sat there for 45 minutes. I'm like, I'll fucking sleep at this table instead of eating those fucking peas.
It's just started right way. So you're saying, like, apart from today.
Well, you can't. Right. So the rule is, and this is a rule for everyone, a blanket rule, you're not allowed to comment on somebody else's parenting, right? Everyone's got their own methods, everyone's got their own beliefs, everyone's got their own fucking systems. You're not allowed to comment. And I say that because if anyone were to comment on my parenting, I know how instantly fucking defensive I would get. Being like, how fucking dare you judge me on this fucking one snapshot? You get one little view into my fucking day. You don't know how the rest of my day's gone. You don't know how fucking stressful it's been.
You don't know how many times I tried to make something work with that, and this was the compromise that you're
no idea. You've no idea. So, like, anytime I see parents doing things that I wouldn't do, I'm just like, that matter, not your kid. Who gives a fuck? Not your problem. Today at Messy Play, like, Cara had to almost physically fucking restrain me. There was a 1-year-old girl walking around, and this kid has just learned to walk, right? Great. She's toddling around, it's exciting, she's smiling, she's loving walking. She is holding in both hands 2 fully sharpened pencils.
What are they doing at Messy Play?
So there's that little bit where you can draw and stuff, and they're sat down, and you're meant to be behind them. And this mum,
supervised scribbling,
and this mum is just following her daughter, being like, she falls over all the time. I'm like,
she's carrying shots,
and I can't talk. I'm getting this fucking anxiety. I remember being 8 years old, and it was the day fucking mum told me she was pregnant with you. By the way, I remember this fucking vividly. Used to come home from school, right? Mum would have my fucking lunch there, fucking sandwich with crisps on it, right? And I get in, and there's a pregnancy test on the table. She's like, do you know what that is? And I'm like, no. I'm like, what fucking what's that? She was like, well,
stinks of piss.
Tasting it too.
Is that the toy out the sugar puffs?
God, they're getting worse. And she was like, pregnancy test. And I was like, I got very fucking excited. And I don't know what, I don't think it was casualty, but it was some like daytime thing where, oh, it's a hospital fucking show. A kid was walking on a wall on his way home from school and he fell off the wall and then like a pencil pierces his lung and comes out his fucking chest. In retrospect, I don't know what pencil's long enough to go like, oh yeah.
In your lung, your neck.
It's screwed
It
up.
was from a gift shop.
Yeah, there's London ones you can get at Trafalgar Square.
That's just going on in my mind. And like, I'm there with Galen and I'm being a bad dad. I'm not paying attention to anything. My son could have been throwing fucking uranium down his fucking throat at this point. And
That kid's mother was probably watching whatever Kevin was doing. And his dad.
But Kara's there. I'm like, I'm like, I have to say something. I'm like, this is objective. Like, man, at one point the kid had the fucking pencil in its mouth while walking, and the mum's like,
Yeah, but
she'll put anything in her mouth. I'm like, she's about to die.
You got to
She's
show
led.
you got to show the Dark Knight, and then she'll learn.
Yeah, magic trick.
What was that one?
The
Joker
Joker
makes a
in the
pencil
Dark
disappear.
Knight, the Joker goes, who wants to say a magic
Oh,
trick?
yeah.
Puts the pencil on the table, I'll make this disappear. Slams the fucking head down.
Yeah, it's only a 16-year-old film. You need to.
I know, right? I need to catch up on that. That parenting thing, like I remember when I was a lifeguard, I used to just people watch all the time, and I saw this toddler came in, maybe similar age, like just after one, just walking, he's got like one of the nappy swimming things on, and just like walks around the whole circumference of the pool, and it's not like a square pool, it's like a kind of play one with loads of like fucking bits like jutting out, and just walking around, and I'm just watching, I'm fascinated, I'm just ignoring everything I'm saying. Yeah. This dad's on a leash here, getting dragged around by this kid, and he's just there following, just bored out of his mind in his trunks and all that, and he gets all the way around, full circle of the high chair, and he just looked at me and went, never have kids. And I'm like, that's your advice for you. You should have took that advice. Like, what are you doing having kids? Like, the 1-year-old's in charge.
Yeah. Like, go in the
Put a
pool.
blow the whistle and your time's going to be up and you haven't had a swim because you let a 1-year-old decide. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Absolute madman. It must be hard not to comment, but...
Oh, it is.
What did it... said about, like, someone shouting at a baby?
Oh, man.
That's abuse waiting to happen.
So he's told us this fucking story. Hold on, Matthew.
Censor his name out.
Yeah, Matthew, can you take
No.
a time of this and censor out the name we just said there? So a friend of ours was telling us that a friend of theirs, who none of us know, has like an 8-9-month-old baby, and and they went out for dinner with them and their baby, and like during the dinner, the baby's like making noises and knocking things off the fucking high chair because it's a 9-month baby.
'Cause it's a baby.
And apparently the dad will yell at this kid and be like, let's say the kid's name's Tony, be like, Tony, stop that now, and another clip there.
What was that their name?
No, I said the other name.
Right.
So my friend,
Hold on, I'll give you something to edit. Elliot Steele.
so he's telling us this story, and I'm like, man, if that was me, I think I would. I wouldn't scream at the dad. I would take the dad through to another room and scream at him there, being like, "How can you? I understand. I don't condone. I understand yelling at a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old. I understand getting to the end of your tether and they're doing something and you're exhausted and the only thing you regret it. Of course you do. If you're a good parent, you fucking regret yelling at your kid.
But you're assuming that the shouted baby guy is the person that listens to reason.
You cannot shout at, I don't think you should shout at any kids because all you're doing is teaching them that shouting is scary. There's nothing you actually teach them in that apart from if you're louder, you get to be in charge and you get to scare people. That's I feel the fucking lesson is. But an 8-month-old, what are you fucking doing, you psychopath?
If I yelled at my kid, I'd want them to go to their brother or whatever, just like, I've never heard dad yell.
Yeah.
Like, I want to reserve that and never use it.
Yeah.
And then them just like, going, what the fuck, like,
Yeah.
this must be us.
Yeah, you want the time that you fucking yell for your kids to be like, we fucked up. Like, I mean, that was us in our house. Like, our mum dad yelled. But again, didn't yell at us when we were babies. Dad yelled when we were teenagers. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
And trust me, when I was a teenager, I was absolutely worth yelling at. And I was yelling at him. Fair enough.
And it's so easy for me to sit there with me stance on yelling as someone that's never had kids.
This is it, totally. The other day, I scruffed both my cats because they stole some fudge. So I think I'd be a terrible parent.
What did you do to them?
I started to scruff them and like pick
them up by the necks.
launch them into the kitchen. So,
Scruff them. Just put them on the streets. Go on.
Joy homelessness, you fucks.
Scruff.
No, I think, so our friend, he was like, do I say something to this? Like, I'm
tricky,
like, you
isn't
say something to the fucking, what wife's letting that happen? What mum is like, oh, this is how he deals with my favourite thing in the world.
Talks to me like that.
Yeah. Oh, but also when you hear that happen, you're like, your relationship with your father is fucking awful. Like, I guarantee this guy has never hugged his dad. His dad has, it's just, it's fucking learned behaviour. But you gotta stop the fucking cycle. Like, oh, gross. But I do want to say shit sometimes. Like, I think it is, I've said this time and time again, it's in my fucking book, I think it is fucking insane that people are just allowed to have children. You have to study and take a test and have a license to have a car. And if you're a bad driver, you never get to drive a car again. The cars are taken away from you. If you're a bad driver, you get sent to fucking jail. Sometimes you're that bad at fucking driving. To drink alcohol, you've got to be...
To teach somebody anything, you need to have a diploma in that subject.
License,
You just go to someone, go on, teach them everything.
Yeah.
But don't need any experience.
I'll say it once, I'll say it again. The solution to this fucking problem is at the age of 14, you take every boy, right? You know how like girls get HPV jabs? Like the cervical cancer jabs when they're on I don't know if they still get it now.
I do not, but yeah.
Oh, but like when we were in high school, there was a time when like all the girls were taken out of the class and we're like, where are the girls going? And the teachers would go, shut up. You're like, okay. And they're getting their jags. Boys don't need them. Similar time, you take the boys, 14-year-old boys, you take them into a room. They've all got their own little cubicle, right? And in that cubicle is hella porn. It's just way too much porn for a fucking 14-year-old, right? And that, what you do is you collect the semen, you let the kid do what it's going to do, and you're like aiming that as best you can, right? And you get them to write their name on it.
I would not trust the teacher that volunteered for this role.
No, it's got to be.
I'd be like, something's up.
What? Dude, that's look. We're solving two problems here. We're like this. We're taking volunteers. Okay, volunteers, jail, and everyone who shirked back, you're perfect for the job. You are who we wanted. Ha. And then you give their vial and you put it in a fucking freezer somewhere in the world, and then you give that boy a little fucking vasectomy, and you give him a week off school and free ice cream, right? And you're like, there you go. And by the way, and now you can go have sex, right? We don't think you should, and you should still wear condoms because condoms are important.
In a blind school, they'd be like, thank fuck for that, I've already got 3 kids.
But then...
this does sound like very much like something like off of A Handmaid's Tale or something like that. Like,
but man,
like,
and you have
you're creating a bleak society.
No, I'm not creating a fucking bleak society. I would say 60% of globally, 60% to 70% of people who are parents should objectively not be parents. They have too many fucking unresolved issues themselves. They're bad people. They're abusive. They have too many fucking problems. They're just... And by the way, if I'm part of that list... Cool, fair enough. Maybe
I'll come reset the test if I want it that badly.
You come back every year and you're like, right, I've been clean for 5 years. You know what? I've studied. I've gone back to fucking university. I say back to university. I've gone to university. If that's important, but I don't think it should be just based on an education thing.
But you just get it like based on like let's say your drug use is like a fucking instant no, and you're just like, oh shut up, man. I know people that are much worse parents that have never touched a spliff.
Yeah,
but that's where their line in the sand is.
But if that was the fucking rules, and they were like, you got to be clean, I'd be like, okay, well, I guess I can do 4 years without fucking weed. Yeah. If I went in and they were like, you're not getting your sperm back until you're off weed, I'm like, well, that's shit. But okay, if that's the growing I have to do, that if enough facts prove that two stoners are terrible parents, fair enough. She'll take on the chin. But I guess we'll not be parents for the fucking time being. I think it's
because it's pretty grueling if you want to adopt. Mm-hmm. It's really grueling. I've worked alongside somebody that went through that process, and it was just like the absolute most stable family ever. Like the pair of them, and like both working, both like absolute drug free, don't really drink that much, never smoked, and all that. Just like perfect family, just happened to be infertile. And what they had to go through to get a child was fucking insane.
And there's fucking scum everywhere, just popping them fucking out, hitting them, fucking them, abusing them, not feeding them, neglecting them.
Making them support Sunderland.
Just horrific shit. And people are like, That's the way life's got to be. Disagree. Compulsory vasectomies. And also, vasectomies can be reversed. So, you know, you can... And once you get to 30...
Oh, then you get back street vasectomy reversal.
Well, wait, sorry. Is that like the operation or a band?
There'll be vets doing it.
Yeah, we do.
There'll be vets doing reverse vasectomies, doing with a little bit of cash in hand. Band. I had a joke.
Yeah, thanks,
rolled
man.
over it, but
Yeah.
also,
No.
also rolled back over it.
I can't wait for you to bring it up in 7 podcast time and be like, 7 weeks ago, Daniel did this really funny thing, and it was
We don't have that good.
none of the ones you bring up.
Reverse vasectomy is a band name, wasn't as good as Cullen's family sausage. It's got to be worth bringing back up. I think you ruined that one, actually. I'm going to put it out there.
Okay, I think that there's a vasectomy in my life. I think, yeah.
One of my mates had a vasectomy at 21. Like, I know I've
At
just
21?
I've done the joke before, but Grassy had a vasectomy because he had 3 kids.
Yeah.
When he was 21.
Fucking
Oh, fair. Well, if you've had 3, yeah.
yeah, but that's so funny. Imagine being that fucking doctor, man. Being like, do you like have cancer? And like you just do, you like you have cancer. You've got 4 years to live, and you're just gonna fuck as many people as you want.
You've also seen Grassy. You know they would go. You do know this 35-year-old man's got 21 written on his form. I think this chart's wrong. Right? The nurse will be like, no.
No. Sorry. I'm sorry. Are you
21.
pulling the African footballer scam? Is that what's like this is?
It is Wayne Grassy here, not Obafemi Martins. He got the snip.
I'd definitely get it, because as much as Cara's like, you know, it's fine, we'll stop at 2. If she was in charge, I think every time a child of ours gets to like 2 years old, she'd be like, it's not a baby anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, I love him. I think he's great. It's not a fucking baby, and I love newborn babies. Get it in me, and I got to snip. Got to cut the supply off.
Is that you'd rather cut yourself open and cut bits out than wear condoms?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Is there a man in the world who doesn't?
Say the man who got his eye taken out and snipped so I didn't have to wear glasses.
Yeah, man. Like I find it so amazing. Like all the advancements in health science.
I'm surprised, like as a bro, like because you're a bro, like you wouldn't find it like emasculating.
What to be? My spunk isn't my fucking value. I mean, it used to be.
Just trying to sell you as a bro.
No, man, I've got no. If there are people out there who would feel emasculated if they got the vasectomy.
People do that with their dogs, man. Like fucking put second-hand masculinity on their
that
dog.
was a thing, yeah. I think it's more a US thing, but
I've had like a family friend that was just like, oh, I wouldn't chop my dog's balls off, like. It's like, but it's acting aggressive towards their dogs. It's humping the girls. It's humping the people. Like,
yeah, people put way too much of their own personality or their own
insecurity, probably.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
That's fucking mad. That.
Yeah, it's
you didn't know that?
No. Right. Okay. Here we go. Those people aren't like dogs. Right. That's my fucking rule. Sorry, you failed the test. You get a goldfish, right? And if you can keep that goldfish until they're 9 years old, and by the way, I know they only live to 3, but if you can get that goldfish to 9 years old, you get a dog. You fucking psychopath.
They do it with all things. They do it with diet as well. They're like so raw feeding is kind of a bit faddy with dogs at the moment, and
It's not good.
It's probably not necessarily that good, and it really depends on who manufactures it, and there might be some health issues associated with it. But people are like,
is this the generation that's finding out?
Well, yeah, exactly. And then people are like, well, but you know, when they were wolves, they were like, your fucking Cavapoo was never a wolf.
Excuse me, but why did you pick Cavapoo?
You know what? Excuse me. It was a pug until I was like, oh wait, no, actually, Cavapoo is far better for this.
Yeah, you're right though. Like there've been like that, all the genetics that made them a wolf.
Whatever was there is gone. Yeah. They're fine on. Whatever the pet food is. It's just that then people started making really shit pet foods in the same way that like
McDonald's exists.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all burgers are bad.
Yeah.
I
just can't believe with everything that we've fucking done in the world, right? Not that we've cured cancer yet, but we've cured lots of cancers. Like, you know, people are living
because they just haven't released it.
Yeah, the fucking tinfoil hat. There's no way condoms are the best option. There's no way. And not just in the sense that, like, I don't want to have kids, but to prevent STDs. A fucking bag over your dick. That's it. That's the fucking best we got. There are fucking satellites near Jupiter, and I gotta wear a bag on my cock. Fuck off. And I'm not saying it has to be, the woman has to do it. I'm not being like it's their responsibility. I get it. I'm the one with the spunk. It's my fucking responsibility. But to my bro scientists out there, a bag on the dick is the best. You've got a degree. Why is there a bag on my fucking dick?
And why they're all disposable? Why can't you get a permanent one? Stitch one on. Just stitch it shut.
There should just be like a fucking. This seems like it's going to be a path off. Anyone watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? You know, he's got the spray-on shoes.
It sounds like a bad. It didn't sound like a pan off. It sounded like a bad edit. It sounded like Matthew fluffed the cut.
Fluff the cut is also what happens after a vasectomy, by the way. But he's got like he decides that he's going to get spray-on shoes, and he sprays on shoes, and then like, how'd you get them off? And he can never get them off. And that's the thing. Surely there's got to be not a permanent one. Like a fucking spray-on condom,
Just like a lube that like created the film.
Isn't there a thing that you can put in there to plug it up for a bit?
I already hate whatever, especially with this.
You've literally just killed the mood in the sex I'm not having. Not even having sex now. I'm not interested. I've got a headache.
There's a cock cork.
I think so. I'm not 100% on this, but I think there's some
Here
sort
comes
of
the
way
champagne,
of
baby.
Fucking hell, you'll be like Lewis Hamilton.
I mean, I've not looked into it because obviously not.
I even put it out.
Fucking hell.
Like on my foot. Checking through the barrel to see where the gun didn't get low.
Oh, right. You've got a gig.
I've got to get to the stand.
And I've got to get a baby to sleep.
Mm-hmm. And then once Sid's asleep, you're going to come to the gig.
Yeah, go play with Kaylin and let my fiance go out and have some freedom. I keep saying like as much of like she's going to go out and have her freedom. She doesn't want to leave the baby, right? I want that on fucking record. If it was up to her, she would be staying inside with her son. But like her friends are like, "Come on, let's have a night out." And she's like, "Should I?" And I'm like, "Yes, you deserve it. You should have."
Is she going to be texting you, checking in how he's doing?
Because he's not had enough naps today. He's had like 2 half-an-hour naps, so he's a bit fucking grumpy. When he woke up, he was just kicking off with me, and she's already like, If you struggle putting him to bed, just text me immediately. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not texting you. There's no way I'm texting you.
I don't want to ruin your night or anything, but this is a nightmare. Dry January is over, and the baby's in the hot tub.
I'm in there too, was just stressed.
I need to relax and unwind. Let's go do all them things.
Let's go see you all next. Oh, thank you to Sid for jumping on
cheers,
the
Sid.
podcast.
Thanks, man. It's a little surprise. You're just coming as a little audience member there, and we'll put a mic on you.
And we didn't ask you to be naked, so...
Nah. Was
that an option?
Last guest was...
Nope. Don't mention it.
No, it didn't happen.
Right. See you next time.